Welcome to another class with Ming. Today we'll talk about geometric sequence. Let's look at these questions. Say find the common ratio and the eighth term in this particular sequence. Now, if this, first of all, what is the common ratio? The common ratio is obtained by doing this, that is using this formula. This ratio of two subsequent terms. So if in a sequence, the ratio between two subsequent terms is always the same, then we call that a geometric sequence. So for example, let's check. For example, here we have u2 divided by u1. I have 1 over half. That's answer here is 2. How about u3 divided by u2? Well, in this case, it's 2 divided by 1 is also 2. In fact, how about u4 divided by u3? And this is 4 divided by 2 is also 2. You can see that the ratio is always the same. So this is what we call the common ratio. So in this case, our common ratio is 2 for this particular sequence. And because this sequence always have a common ratio 2, this is called a geometric sequence. Now in terms of the eighth term, the formula is this: un equal to u1 times r to the power of n minus 1. This is the nth term, where u1 is the first term, or the value of the first term. All right, r here is the common ratio. All right, and the well, how do you make sense of this n to the power of negative 1? Well, if you look at the third term, the third term is 2 gaps away from the first term. And how about the fourth term? The fourth term is 3 gaps away from the first term. So between any two numbers, there's only 1 gap. Between 3 numbers, 2 gaps. Between 4 numbers, 3 gaps, and so on. So if you're looking at the eighth term, u8, then the formula must be u1 times r to the power of 8 minus 1. It must be 7 gaps away from the first term. The first term in here is given to be half, so it's half times r raised to the power of 7. So using the index law, we said you know 2 to the power of 7 divided by 2, that is 2 to the power of 6. That is just going to be 64. So that's the answer. Now let's look at question number 2. Question number 2 say the third term in a geometric sequence is 2. So I'm going to write that up immediately. u3 is equal to 2. That is u1 times r squared is equal to 2. I'm going to call this equation number 1. Next, I read that fifth term is 8. So u5 is equal to 18. u5 is 18. So that is u1 times r to the power 4 is equal to 18. I'm going to call this equation number 2. All right, I'm going to call this equation number 2. Now, what I can do now is that I'm asked to find the common ratio. So common ratio, that is I have to solve these two things simultaneously. For example, 2 divided by 1. That is u1 r to the power 4 equal to 18 divided by u1 r squared, right, divided by 2. So that is r squared equal to 9. R in this case is plus minus 3. That is, it is possible to have two possible common ratio, 3 or negative 3. So how about u1 then? So to calculate b now, that is u1, the question b, that is u1 now is just going to be simply 2 over r squared. R squared is known to be 9, so it's 2 over 9. So regardless of whether you have r equal to 3 or r equal to negative 3, this is what you're going to get, right? So if r is 3, then u1 is going to be 2 over 9. If r is equal to negative 3, u1 is still going to be a 2 over 9 because negative 3 square and 3 square is always going to be the same. That's both 9. Next, how about u2? u2 is equal to u1 r, u1 times r. So in this particular case, u2 is going to be 2 over 9 times 3. So we get 6 over 9. The other side, if I go to negative 3, u2 is going to be 2 over 9 times negative 3. So that's going to be negative 6 over 9 or negative 2 over 3. This can also be simplified as 2 over 3. Okay. And then I have the last question, that is, how about u4? That is the fourth term. u4 is u1 r cubed. That is, u4 here is equal to 2 over 9 times 3 cubed. So after simplification, this is 6. The other side, u4 is equal to 2 over 9 times negative 3, everything cubed. So after simplification is negative 6.